Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Boop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy, when are you seeing this? You're seeing this tonight, actually. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a good day. I hope you had a good, hope you had that's a combination of great and good. A good day, and you're having a great week. We got through the day. We only got 2 days left. We can do this. Okay, so listen, on Monday night, I watched The Bachelorette. I watched most of it. And then I finished watching the rest of it last night. So we are going to get into it. Once again, look at this. It's all typed up and printed up on my new printer that I hooked up myself, mostly successful. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. I got a lot to talk about. So in its second week, yes, I am gonna be continuously playing with my hair. So in the second week, the show has already went international. This is the only time that I've ever seen this done in the time that I've watched it. They've never moved this quickly internationally, which now I'm wondering, like, why are they going international already? And I remember seeing on TikTok, people had posted some videos, a video of what looked to be maybe like tiny rodents running around behind the scenes. So I don't know, maybe they had to get out of there. Maybe that's the reason why. So they show up in Australia, of course. Everybody is trying to do like an Australian accent, which the Australians probably absolutely love. Listen, I'm gonna say this. My friend Patty, who always watches The Bachelor and Bachelorette, had said that she's not going to be watching this one because Jen annoys her and her voice gets on her nerves, I believe is what she said. I was kind of at the start of this. I was kind of right there with you, Patty, because she was just getting on my nerves in the beginning with the scenes. She was talking about this scene and that scene, and there's this scene and that scene and this scene. And if you come over and you pronounce it Melbourne, you're wrong. It's Melbourne. And I was like, oh. Am I regretting the choice that they made? A little bit at first. No hate towards me. I'm just saying. She was getting my nerves a little bit. Okay. So first date card is handed out. And on it, we have Sam N / entrepreneur / love virgin, Marvin, Brian, Jonathan, Aaron, Grant, Jeremy, and Devin. Okay, and it's Let's Find Love. It's the first group date. So Devin already says before he heads out, hey, I'm going to ditch the others. And we find out that does come to fruition. So Jen meets them in for some shopping and some eating. She wants to see who can put in the effort. They try Vegemite. They all hate Vegemite. Then they have a drink. And it is I believe they say it's in like honor of their national animal, which is kangaroo. And they just drank, I guess what was in the bottom of it was kangaroo testicles. They had kangaroo testicles. No thanks. If I was on a group date and they were like, here, drink this, it got some testicles in it. No, that's okay. I don't put in an effort. If it's in drinking and eating on some testicles, no thanks. Balls in your court. Not mine. So, okay. So everybody, they're talking, everybody's having a good time, drinking some balls and whatnot. And Sam is saying like he's just fading into the background. Everybody's shooting their shot except for the testicles. Everybody's shooting their shot except for Sam, the love virgin. Okay. And Devin is like, listen, I am never I will never be one of many. I'm gonna set myself apart. I gotta take my shot. So he tells Jen, hey, listen, I got a surprise for you. And you're thinking it's gonna be like, let's go over here, let's talk a bit. He's like, no. They run off down the street and go get some gelato. Everybody's like, where is Jen? And they're like, yeah, Devin took her for a surprise someplace. So listen, the first person's gonna start with Devin is gonna be Aaron. Aaron's like, that's disrespectful. The men agree. And now listen, I know in the first episode I was like, I don't know that this guy's gonna be that annoying. I take that back. He's going to be annoying. He's already starting to be annoying on this show, on this episode. So like I said, he takes her out. They get some gelato, and I mean, listen, I understand pulling her away because I mean that is the whole gist of this. I mean, you really need to carve out time with Jen, to set yourself aside, you know, to put yourself for you know, front and foremost in her mind, but also just to get to know the person. However, I mean, you don't got to go that far out. And it really is taking a lot of time away from everybody else. So they're sitting there, they're having gelato. It seems like it went on a long time. The guys finally find them. Jen says this is awkward. Listen, to me, it kind of almost felt like Jen was a little upset that they found them. This isn't the first time I felt like that during this episode. I don't know. It might just be me. That's what I felt like. So the group goes to a comedy club. It's a comedy club. They're having like a comedy festival. So this isn't just by accident. They have it set up so that each guy gets 10 minutes to write jokes, and then they get up there and they perform them on stage. So Devin is like, he's going to try and throw the men under the bus. He's going to roast them. I didn't think he was funny at all. But listen, Devin had that idea, but so did the other guys. The other guys, they came out swinging, roasting Devin. Honestly, when Aaron was like, the best one was when Aaron said, "You look like a budget Pete Davidson without the sense of humor," and they bleeped it out. But I'm pretty sure that they probably said without sense of humor and his dick. That's what I think. I'm just saying. No, I'm not going to say anything else. Because listen, women are attracted to a sense of humor. Yes. I think Pete might be packing, is all I'm saying. So all the guys were going after Pete. Aaron is saying that he wants an explanation as to why Devin took so much time away from the other men on the group date. Jen, and I don't understand why Jen doesn't understand why everybody was roasting Devin. I mean, why wouldn't you? I would. That makes sense. And then I have written here, damn it, severe thunderstorm warning, missed who won. So I came out to get a snack, and then I went back in, and there was just a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so at the after party, listen, I'm going to tell you, Jonathan, at first, I didn't like him because he showed up with, cheeks out, and he was all bandaged up, and he was flashing everybody, and he was leaving like ball sweat all on the Naugahyde leather at the mansion, and I was like, I don't know about that. Listen, he is kind of redeeming himself a little bit. Now listen, Aaron, this is one of the guys who had the beef with Devin this week and had the drama. and just let the drama go on and on and on. But Aaron thinks it's a little too soon for Devin to be stealing her. Listen, I don't like Devin, but when you go on the show, that's what you do. Like, you're supposed to carve out time for yourself. So guys will steal time. The thing is, though, I mean, he doesn't have to be such a dick about it. Like, talk to her once and then that's it. Let everybody else have some time. He's just such a dick about it. That's all. Grant, listen, she talked to Grant. Grant is fine. Grant is fine. Grant talked to her. He wants a big family. She's really digging him. She is really feeling him because they have the same value when it comes to family. And I'm like, are you going to kiss him? Because he was really trying hard, if you remember, to get that very first kiss on first episode. And then it turned awkward. And then there was that guy that came in and was like, stole her away. Listen, she got kissed. That was a good one. Grant is fine. Okay, so back at home, day card number 2 comes in. It is a one-on-one. It goes to Marcus. Ugh, so handsome. So back out there on the group date, Aaron sits down to talk to Devin, calls him Dylan for one of many times during this episode. Sits down with him and is basically like, I don't think you're really serious about Jen. And he doesn't want, he's gotten to know, Aaron has gotten to know Jen, and he knows that she wants a man. She doesn't want a boy. And Aaron doesn't want him wasting Jen's time, which I don't know how you could speak for Jen to say that Devin's wasting his time, but whatever. Devin says, I'm very serious about Jen, and he's not a boy, he's a man, and Aaron thinks he's not ready for Jen. And Devin's like, I am ready for Jen, and I'm only here for Jen. Devin says, listen, there's two ways that you can do this, that you can come here and you can do this whole thing. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but I think that you sit back too much. And then they go back and forth, and I was like, maybe I should write all this down. And then eventually it's like, now I'm getting tired of this. So I didn't. But then Devin says, this is the second time he said something like this. He said, I can't wait for you to come to our wedding. Straight up. And he's like, Aaron was like, boy, you're very confident. He's like, yes, I am. That was the second time. And like I said, this is the second time said something like this. Arrogant. Now, arrogant's going to come in later, but he's basically starting this whole thing. Devin's starting this whole thing of like, listen, this is me. This is how I am. I don't care. If you don't like it, then I won't invite you to our wedding, which he's not going to win. I don't foresee that. I don't see that happening. So Aaron then takes his time, shoots a shot, talks to Jen. He's like, do you remember me? Yes, she remembers you. She also has like all these other men to think about. So yeah, but she remembers you. He says he feels like he's just faded into the background. Devin goes out, talks to some other dude. I don't remember who it was. And he's basically like, listen, Aaron is not getting into my mind. He's not living up in my mind rent free. So he goes and he then interrupts the discussion between Aaron and Jen. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, where are all the other guys? Where are the other guys that are supposed to be talking to her? So here comes Aaron, or here comes Devin Dillon. Doesn't he? They start playing that good humor ice cream man music, and I was like, if this fool is dressed like a good humor man and he pulls up with an ice cream cart, I'm done. That's it. We're done for the season. But he pulls up, he has like this like cart, I guess it's for room service or something, and he has ice cream. So he pulls up with an ice cream cart. Aaron feels disrespected. He's taken time away from him and from Jen, getting to know the men. So he gets up and, Aaron leaves. Devin says, I hope you don't take my attitude as arrogant. And she's like, I don't. You're being yourself and this and that, and you're confident and you're being yourself. Listen, if she could hear the lines he spouts, she might change her tune. Aaron then is talking to the other guys. He doesn't want the drama, don't you? I mean, Aaron doesn't want the drama, but ... Well, then why you keep talking about it? So the guy he's talking to was like, well, just go in there and steal her back. Duh. Just go back in there. What are you talking to me for? I'm not handing out the roses. So Aaron goes back in and is like, listen, you're done. I'm ready to finish our conversation. Try to steal her back. And isn't Devin like, no, we're not done yet. I say you are. So finally he gave in. So then it goes on. So they're talking a little bit, and then Devin interrupts again. And eventually Jen is like, she's not feeling this. It's awkward, and what's this game? This is like a game now. This is ridiculous. Where are these other men? Like, why can't you get in there? I get that you want to stay above the drama, but get in there and just swoop in. Make some time for yourself. So Devin's in there. Then Devin and Jen kiss. And I have written, if he gets the rose, I will vomit. At that point, I was like, it cannot be him. It cannot be him. In my mind, there was one person that I was like, he's going to get it. If he doesn't get it, and this clown gets it, I'll vomit. Okay. So Devin goes back to the guys and is like, I'm sorry if how I operate defend you. I'm sorry if how I operate offends you. That's just my personality. Just let me tick, man. Listen, he's like those people who come out and they're like, listen, I'm brutally honest. A lot of times in my mind, when somebody comes out and they say, I'm brutally honest, that's my way of them just saying without saying, I'm a bitch, or hey, I'm an asshole. Like, that's what that sounds like to me. And also, sorry if how I operate offends you. That's like a backhanded apology. That's not like, I'm sorry about how I'm acting. It's like, I'm sorry if you took it this way. I hate that. He says, don't place judgment on me. I don't place judgment on anyone else here. And who was it? I think it was like one of the guys was like, you don't have to talk about me. That's what I would have been. I've been like, I want you to mention me. So then they hand out the group rose date. And listen, Oh, thank God, because the person that I thought should get it and would get it, got it. And that was Grant. Listen, Grant stayed above the drama. He was above the drama and he remembered why he was there. And that is to get to know Jen better. Because at the end of this, the culmination of this is that you're expected to propose. So how are you going to get to know somebody if all you're doing is being involved in this drama? No, thank you. Okay, so the one-on-one date with Marcus. She keeps saying things like, this is something I've always wanted to do. You're the perfect person to do this with. I thought this is going to be skydiving. And sure enough, they pull up to the hangar and there's like a helicopter. It's hang glide. It's skydiving. I don't know why you would show up in that top. Like, it's a cute top, but it's a little, I don't know. It's a little too sexy for me for like jumping to my like possible death. It's that top. Like, it was like, honestly, I would never wear it, obviously, because I would look like a busted can of biscuits in that. But it had like, you obviously can't wear a bra with it. So I'm out of that. And it had like just the two buttons, like here, like placed oddly apart, like here and here. And it's like, what? So yeah, I have written, I'm terrified of heights and I have a half top on. So let's do this. Also, so it's in a helicopter. Is she gonna be strapped on to someone or to Marcus? Did they have to go through a class? I don't know. I just don't know if I've ever seen them people jumping out of a helicopter. I don't know. So, but as it turns out, she did have somebody. She was tandem. I said, oh, okay, there's the tandem jumper on her back. But does he really need someone to jump with? Because he's the one who is like, he did that for like a living in the military. I'm not gonna lie though, when they opened up that door and you saw the cloud right there, that was cool as hell. Would I do it? I still probably wouldn't do it. I also does a cameraman have to jump with them? Like when they're waving over here, is there somebody that has to jump? I wouldn't want that to be my job. So she ends up doing it. She did it and she landed first, I think. And then here's Marcus. All that adrenaline, man. They made out that all. She did the premature jumping, running and jumping up onto his arms. And then they kissed. Thank God she didn't land like that one lady, like that one woman landed when it was. Who was it? Was it Rachel on Matt James's season? Oh, that was terrible. Thank God she didn't land like that. And she is really feeling Marcus because she was so nervous about this, but he was there with just the calm energy and he was just the right person for that situation. She says with the right person, you can handle anything. In this situation, the perfect person was Marcus. Marcus says that his fear is going to be during dinner because his fear is just opening up. So they move on to the night portion with the dinner, which nobody ever eats there. If somebody knows why, I thought I had heard why nobody eats. If I want it, I would eat. Like if they were like, hey, we want to get an old fat bachelorette. Hey everybody, it's time for a chunky ass bachelorette that's older, that got arthritis and a crippling social anxiety. Who doesn't like to wear makeup or do her hair? That's me. And they were like, we're going to have you out to dinner. I would be like, listen, the first thing, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to eat the food. If you're going to put a charcuterie tray in front of me, I'm going to eat it. That's just it. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people out there watching that would be like, finally, that's my girl. She's eating. She's actually eating the food that's set down in front of her. Thank you. I'm telling you, I would never do it. So anyways, she says that she picked him for the one-on-one because she felt like he was there for her. Plus, listen, if you're going to pick anybody for that date, he's the person. He's the one that did this for a living in the military. Marcus shares that, listen, I may seem like I'm confident and strong right now, but I wasn't always that way. It took a lot of work. So he says that he'd always dreamed of serving his country. He enlisted and he was in the military for 8 years. But on his last deployment in Afghanistan, he was seriously injured when a grenade was thrown into the room that they were in. He was in his people that, what does he say? People he served with, like his, what do you call them? His friends, his people he was serving with. They came in, they rescued him. They didn't leave him behind. He was in the hospital for like months. He had multiple surgeries. He was hooked up to tubes. He had to learn to walk again. So now that's why he is so thankful for like every day, and he tries to see the good in every day, and that's awesome. I've written down here, opinion. You all can keep Contractor Sam. I'll take Marcus. Absolutely, I would 150% take Marcus. And no joke. You knew this was going to happen. Marcus gets the rose. They finally kiss, and I loved it. She said that she could see a future with him. Oh, it was so sweet. Okay, the last date, the group date, it was 9 guys. It was an animal wildlife photo shoot. And okay, I didn't get all 9 guys. I think I got 7. Okay, I know who else it had to have been there. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, so it was Spencer, Sam M., who's a contractor, Thomas, Hakeem, Dylan, John, Austin, John. There was one more. There was one more that I have no idea. Okay, so listen, everybody did great. And the whole time, Hakeem is like, everybody is getting great fun cuddly. That wasn't a word. Fun cuddly animals for theirs. And he's like, I swear to God, this better not be a spider. It better not be a spider. I swear to God, they're gonna bring out the biggest, hairiest spider. It better not be a spider. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear. Please, no spiders. And then they bring out this massive ass, hairy ass spider. His eyes got so big. Listen, when they put it on him, and he was like, his eyes are all big, and he's like just mother effing all over the place. Listen, that was the absolute best part of this entire episode. Please keep Hakeem on until as long as you can. He is hilarious, but I'm going to tell you, no joke, that I don't blame Hakeem, because one of my super big fears, as y'all know, is vermin and varmint spiders. So hell no. I get him. I get where you're coming from, Hakeem. No, that would not be pleasant. Not at all. Once again, if I was on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, and they were like, we need somebody who puts in an effort and can get past their fears, I would be like, listen, I am waiting in the van. If this eliminates me, then this eliminates me. That's it. Forget it. So then they're going to bring out the last creature. And I don't know if her name was Jenny. I can't remember her name. But they're like, we're going to bring out this last one. But we need and they bring it out. And it's like it's like a huge ass snake. Like bigger than that snake that Brittany held, I think. Huge. This was as big as this was as big as long as a boat, probably. This thing was massive. And they need a guy to like pose, to volunteer as tribute to pose with this man-eater. And so who was it? It was Dylan. Dylan gets up there and he doesn't. And I'm gonna tell you, he doesn't just casually, he wears that thing like it's a pashmina scarf. He wraps it around like it's a damn scarf. I was impressed. And so the winner of this gets dinner with Jen. I have written here, and the winner of the date is Dylan, as it should be, because he fucking wore a giant snake like a scarf. He should have won. So Dylan and Jen, they have dinner. She said she's never had anybody step up for her. And she's had like quite a few toxic relationships. He's talking about his family. His parents are still together. His parents were dating for like 6 months before they got married. His dad is like super romantic. And Dylan said he would really like his family, his marriage to mirror his parents. But he does say that when he is standing in a room with all these other guys, he doesn't feel like as confident when he's up against other men. And Jen says like she can understand, she can sympathize with him, because sometimes there's times when she just feels like she's a weirdo, she doesn't fit in. I get that. I feel that. That is a point at which I was like, I like Jen. I mean, okay, she's just like us sometimes, but probably not. But she's like us sometimes. And Dylan gets the rose, which he should have gotten the rose. Okay, so the guys that didn't win, they had to walk back home. So they get back home, they talk to the rest of the guys. The guys who came home just asked the guys who already had their group date can you let us have the time during the cocktail party to talk to Jen, because we didn't get a chance to. And Devin says, yeah, well, I'm not gonna step to the back of the line and just not talk to her. But yeah, these guys deserve time to talk to him. They didn't get time, so they should have time. Okay, meanwhile, listen, Devin Dillon has absolutely gotten into Aaron's mind. He pulls Devin aside, calls him Dylan again, says, you are very arrogant, and it affects not just me, but the other guys in the house. Devin apologizes, but he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that Aaron called his character and his depth into question. Because Aaron was like, I think you lack depth to be in a relationship with Jen. And then didn't Aaron say, but wait, I'm saying this out of love. Out of love? No, I'm not a fan of Dylan, but I'm going to be not a fan of Aaron because he's giving off Luke P vibes. Then he calls him a bully. Then he gives him a book. And I was like, if this is a book on emotional intelligence, oh shit. And what is it? It's a book on emotional intelligence. I cannot remember who gave the book on emotional intelligence. I don't think it was Luke P, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, he's giving me Luke P vibes. So there's the cocktail party. Cocktail party, General's up. Who's the first person that pulls her? If you answer Devin Dillon, you're right. He wants to talk to her. He says, I want to talk to you before all the chaos ensues, the chaos that follows me. This is telling. It's very telling. He says he doesn't want to change who he is just to please someone else. She's like, you shouldn't. So downstairs, the men are pissed because, listen, he said one thing, he did another. Everybody agrees it's disrespectful. Thomas N. feels like he's the one that needs to go up and talk about this. Goes upstairs, and I'm like, okay, go ahead and interrupt and get some time with Jen, but he didn't. He pulled Devin Dillon into the hallway, and they start talking about it. And he's like, what's this, bro? You said that you were gonna step aside and let us talk to her. And he's like, well, where do you think I'm gonna go? What do you want me to be the ninth person to talk to her? That's not what I'm gonna be, and you're just objectifying her. He had to make sure that he said it loud enough so that Jen could hear it. And then don't he go downstairs and he's all like, Thomas made a fool of himself. He goes up there screaming in front of Jen. He wasn't screaming in front of Jen. So then after all of that, Devin goes to walk downstairs and says, I'm sorry, Jen, for, wait, what did it say? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Jen, I'm so sorry that you had to hear that. Are you? You made it loud enough so she had to hear it. So Jen and Thomas sit down, and she says, why do you think that was necessary? And Thomas tells her that what Devin said, and then he went back on his word. And she was like, listen, you guys think you can just make decisions for me and take away my independence on this? I can understand where you're coming from, but that was just 10 minutes wasted of me sitting there when you could have been talking to me. That's not wrong. That is true. I mean, listen, Thomas should have come up, should have stole her away and talked to her. Because for 10 minutes she's sitting there, nobody's talking to her. So honestly, Devin took time away from them, but so did Thomas, because she's just sitting there talking to no one when she could have been talking to someone. I have written here, I feel like Thomas just shit the bed. Just let it go. He shit the bed up. He pooped that bed up. If he's let go, and he's worried about if he's let go. If you're let go, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. So Devin goes downstairs, tries to explain how he took the high road and he went first so that the other guys could talk to her without it being the Devin show. He says later on, Devin doesn't want it to revolve all around himself. Like, he doesn't want it to be the Devin show. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. You want it to be the Devin show all day, every day. I don't buy none of that. Sam, a lot of these guys are not digging this. There's only one person. Who was it? Jeremy. Jeremy's like, I'm not a fan of Devin, but I like that he's true to who he is. It's a dick and an ass and an asshole. Sam M thinks he's two-faced. I have written, nope, Thomas was not screaming in front of Jen. No, he goes downstairs and says, Thomas came up screaming in front of Jen. He wasn't screaming. He wasn't screaming at all. Listen, Sam, this right here has just ramped up Sam M, Contractor Sam, Contractor Sam, I think, is going to be the one that's really going to be leading the fight to get this guy, to get this douche out. So listen, Contractor Sam goes up, and Thomas is still there. Sam pulls her away. Oh, she says, "Hey, you make me a little flustered." And then they start playing the baby making music, and then they start making out. Some of the other guys that made a good impression, she really likes Jonathan. Jonathan is redeeming it a little bit for me. Spencer, I love Spencer. She said Spencer makes her feel fun. Oh, excuse me. Burpee. So let's try that again. Spencer makes her feel fun and flirty, and she feels like he's genuine. And she wants somebody who puts her above the drama. And I agree, because ultimately you're there to find your wife. You're not there to find drama. Speaking of drama, listen, at this point, then you're not looking at Devin, Aaron, or Thomas. Because I get, you want to stand up for the guys, but that's not why you're there. Cut to Thomas and Devin battling it out outside. Then they take it inside. Sam M is going to try and get Devin sent home. Okay, so it's the rose ceremony. Who do we got? We have, the first pick was surprising to me. It was Austin. Now, here's the thing. I was thinking they really didn't show her talking to Austin that much. But maybe they just didn't show, maybe it didn't make it to screen. That's what I'm thinking. Austin, Hakeem, give Hakeem a rose just for that spider. Spencer, Jeremy. I thought the first rose would go to either Spencer, Jonathan, or Sam M. So it was Austin, Hakeem, Spencer, Jeremy, Jonathan, John, Thomas A. I think Thomas A was with the puppies the first night. Sam M, Devin, Sam N, Aaron, and then Thomas N. I really thought that it was going to come between like Devin and Thomas at the end. But yeah, so I have written down here, if Thomas would have went home, it would have been his own fault. Not a fan of Devin's, but he was right when he said Thomas made it about him and not Jen. And it looks like someone might get thrown out next week. She might ask somebody to leave. And it looks like Sam is going to be leading the fight to get Devin out, which I would be okay with. So listen, it's a pretty long video. This is a pretty long video. So I'm going to get skedaddle. If nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. Please take care of one another. Number one, please be safe. Number one, please be aware of your surroundings. Number two, please be safe. If you're somewhere where it's super hot, or even if it's not super hot, hydrate and hydrate often. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow.